Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Look at y'all.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Time right now is about 10 minutes before the top of the hour, y'all. Interesting conversation right here. We got y'all welcome Eva Marcille to the show. Housewives of Atlanta. Talking about a whole lot of stuff. So, Brett, Eva, we always argue about this. And I ain't even talking to Brett about this because she loves all the kids no matter what. She just don't like no kind of conflict at all. I ain't never seen Brett snatch up not now niece or nephew.
Oh, you just ain't seen me in action.
Oh, what?
That snatches them up.
Brett, are you serious?
Yeah, you can't be disrespectful.
Because you always be taking up for my kids.
I do take up for them, but when it's time for them to get snatched up, now I snatch them.
All right. Now, Eva, what's the beef between you and Mike?
Okay, so let's be clear, Ricky. The way I was raised and the things that I was exposed to, I don't necessarily think that my children should exactly be raised that way or exactly should be exposed to the things that I was. You know, by the grace of God, there go I. I was able to survive public school. It doesn't mean that my kids have to go to public school. You know, I just lucked out. And so when it comes to spankings, that's something that, you know, my husband and I, we just completely disagree on it. I need my kids to stay really young for a while until we get on the same page with the spanking thing. Because we were both raised with our disciplinary acts being spankings. We both were. My husband got woe out. I got woe out. If I looked the wrong way, I got backhand. Like, that's just what it was.
Do you feel like it was effective?
I feel like it was effective in some areas, but I think in others it made me more of a fighter. Growing up, like, you know, hindsight being 20/20, I look back, I still have the record for most suspensions in my high school, and it was from boxing. I fought a lot, and it was maybe because I learned that aggression and physical violence means dominance. Right. And so,
but you don't think that came from, you know, sometimes you go to a tough high school, you know, or whatever, and having to defend yourself or whatever. You think some of that aggression came from that?
It could have come from that too, but, you know, just being a mom now, and having kids and wanting them to literally be their best and wanting to instill in them all that I can in the most effective way, I just don't resort to spankings the way my parents did. I just don't. Like, my mom, if I looked like I was about to say the word stupid out of my mouth, her whole ring was in my gums. Like, I got hit so quick. But nowadays, I feel like there's different ways to discipline and reprimand your kids. My kids are extremely well behaved, and I would never hit my kids. And my husband is like, oh, no.
Not even a pop on the, just one pop? A pop on the butt?
A little bit.
No.
Pop, sit down.
No popping, no hitting, no thumping, no pinching. You don't need to inflict that type of pain.
It doesn't have to be pain.
But for some kids, though, Eva, you understand?
But see,
I know. My youngest son Malik needed it because he was very dominant and bully and attitude and everything else. And if you didn't get him under control, or sometimes like in your own way knocking his little ass out or whatever. And I'm glad that I did, because even though now he's 6'4" and 200 pounds and way bigger than me and probably could mop the kitchen with my ass, he have like the ultimate, the utmost respect and thank me for keeping him in check, because he felt like that was needed. And
but see, I think that is a big part of it, Rick. You said some kids need it. Like, I think we need to assess which kids actually need it. Because I agree that some kids might need a little bit of a thump, right? But my daughter, for instance, Marley, she's such a sensitive kid where you don't have to hit her. There are ways to get across to her without, you know what I'm saying, being physical.
Because, DeEssence got one, I popped her on her ass one time when she was 2 years old, and I sat her on the side of the bed. I said, you going to bed right now. If you cry again, I'm going to tear you up. That's the only whooping she ever got in her whole life. I popped her with my hand on the back of her butt. But Aaron, the one that's 17, and Malik, that's 17, they got whoopings all the time because they were just bad.
Exactly.
And even just last summer, I had to come across the table at Aaron because I said, sit down, let's talk. And she sat down in that chair and she crossed her legs at me.
Hold on. What did she do, Rick?
Turn the music off. She sat down and crossed her legs at me.
What does that mean?
You don't sit down and I'm your dad.
And what is? I could see crossing your arms.
No. It wasn't what she did. It was the
How
way
she did it.
It was the way she did. You don't cross your legs at me.
Too much energy in them legs.
The way you cross your legs, like I'm grown, and she crossed her legs at me like I'm talking to her mother, like me and her mother having a conversation when we was in a relationship. When I'm your dad and you sit down, you put your ankles together, and your body language need to be humble. You don't cross your legs at me and fold your arms and kind of sling your hair a little bit like, what the hell do you want?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And before you know it, I was clean
Across the
that.
table. Uh-oh.
Boy, my mama had to come across that table.
Uh-oh.
But
I need help, Ricky. I need help. I need to know. You have raised some very successful children. Some yours, some not. But you have raised successful children, and I need to know, how do I come to a consensus with Mike?
Let's see
my husband.
Let's see if we can get Mike on the phone and Dr. Tart or whatever, and let's get this balance out. You know, and then I'll be taking your phone calls. If you have want to help Eva out with the situation, you can call 866-9-RICKY. Hit us up right now. We'll be talking about it, taking your calls. Up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.